starting right now.
Definitely not re-recording this.
Yeah, absolutely. The sound was not muted for over 10 minutes. That did not happen at all. So,
I don't know what we're talking about.
we will be starting all the way at the beginning, the very, very beginning, and then going all the way to the end. So, straight through the timeline, A to B to C to D. And the first one will be Destiny Vanilla. Now, as I said before, in another parallel universe, and not about 10 minutes ago, that Janso and I will probably be on the same page on this, but Gil ain't gonna like me for it. So I'm placing Vanilla D1 in B tier.
I'm gonna say the same thing that I did 10 minutes ago. Fuck you. But not really.
Yeah. So my reasoning was thusly. So the class items like the hunter cloak, the warlock bands, the titan marks were all some of the best stuff that has yet to grace this franchise. The entire concept of the super game, the gunplay was all just revolutionary for the FPS genre. But the story was real whack. It was a mess. It was an absolute clusterfuck of an example of a story. It wasn't good at all.
Well, they didn't have time to explain it, Hyper. Okay.
Yeah, true. They did not have time to explain it.
Why they didn't have time to explain.
Yeah. I'm sure they did if they didn't cut like half the game and have to redo it all in about 3 months.
Yeah.
The characters, even like the stuff like you would walk into the Vanguard and then the Cade was just like, hey, take me with you. That type of stuff was real fun. It made the world feel more alive than it actually was. Some of the guns were just plain old iconic. Blastword, Thorn, Truth, Gallahorn. These things are
Icebreaker.
Even some of the smaller ones like Patience and Time. This was absolutely unheard of like games having guns that have their own personality, except for maybe like Borderlands. But these guns have become like outside the realm of Destiny and known in just the entire video game community. That's how important they are.
Yeah.
The PvE was fine. I think it was quite good actually. But the PvP had some issues with auto rifles, and the PTSD of flashbacks for the fusion rifles was kind of insane. I'm really glad they got rid of them.
Yeah, I think PvE definitely carried Vanilla D1.
For sure.
Because if you didn't have a Suros regime, you were gonna die very quickly to a different auto rifle.
It was still fun, but it was like broken fun.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of MW2
Go
in that. Yeah, it kind of reminded me of MW2 in that regard, where it was like everything's fucking broken, especially like two things, like the grenade launcher, but it was still fun.
ACR, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, launch models. Okay, we're going on an entire different tirade. So, but yeah, besides the auto rifles and the fusion rifle stuff, I think it was quite fun to play.
You didn't even mention the soundtrack like you did in the Parallel Universe 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, right. The soundtrack is unrivaled in the entire Destiny franchise. Are you kidding me? Anything while waiting for your friends to squad up. It's just so good.
Oh, that Orbit music. Oh my god.
Hard carry loading screens and stuff. Hard carry.
I still fall asleep to Destiny 1 soundtracks to this day. And that game came out 8 years ago. So
waiting for the squad to get on, just sitting there in space.
All right, well, I said my piece. What about you, Janso?
Well, I like you said, I agree with the B rating. Some of the best class armor, Ghost Angel Cloak, still probably my favorite Hunter Cloak.
Dude, Strength of the Pack. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Strength of the Pack.
6 coyotes. They're just so good.
Like you said, the story really holds it back. It's not memorable. It wasn't interesting.
It was almost too bad to meme, in my opinion. It's this close.
But we still did.
It was hilariously bad. Yeah, it was very bad.
But I think something that kind of drove me was the fact that it wasn't explained very well. Left a bit of mystery for the whole game.
I was actually going to mention this in a different video. I'm sorry. I'm really excited because that ties into something I'll be doing in the future. But yes. I totally agree with that. It made it feel like a different game. It was more more involved. You wanted to find out shit that wasn't really there, but it made it feel more alive.
But it kind of felt like it was there. And
Yeah.
It's a weird, like, it's a weird thing, but, like, I remember first going on the Cosmodrome and just, like, running around, just killing random fallen and shit, and then I went down this tunnel, and I was very underleveled. I mean, this was like 4 hours into the game, right?
Yeah.
I go down this tunnel, it's a little, like, abandoned subway, like, area, and, like, turn the corner, and there's these hive just sitting in this room, right? And I didn't know what the hell was going on at the time, but they had fucking red skulls over them. And I freaked out, and I tried to shoot them, and I wasn't doing shit for damage. I wasn't doing anything. And, like, got killed instantly, but, like, just the memory of that, like, being like, oh shit, there's something down there, you know? There wasn't anything down there.
The caves were hella spooky. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Dim lighting and all that. Yeah, so like the world building and everything was great, but even if there wasn't anything to find, it was still fun just exploring that world for the first time.
Yeah.
That's kind of my biggest takeaway from Vanilla D1.
I'm kind of in the same boat because, I mean, I think B is a very fair rating for it, but I mean, just like off memories alone, I want to put it in A, but obviously leave it in B. That's a good place. Destiny like did things and went places that no other game before it really did.
Especially on
It
console.
mashed, yeah, especially on console. Because when this game came out, I was like 14 or 13. I don't know. I was very young, and I was only used to playing like Call of Duty, and the only other like good story game that I played was Skyrim. So I didn't really have high expectations for stories.
What a filthy casual.
Yeah, filthy casual. But so D1 not having like the greatest D1 not having like the greatest story, I was kind of accustomed to it. And I just wanted to shoot cool guns at cool looking enemies and fight big bad evil guys. So it did it for me, and it did it in stride. And I mean, just like the memories of walking through the Cosmodrome for your first time, we woke in hive, that mission, that was really cool. But PvP was also, a whole other thing, but I didn't really get into that until a later expansion.
Yeah, I mean,
but what really did it for me for D1, and what I think put Destiny on the map for a lot of people, was Vault of Glass. And that it was the first raid, and there was like maybe a few other games, none of them were on console. It was like WoW and some other one that you said, right?
Well, MMOs just exclusively, really. There wasn't. Maybe you could argue Borderlands, but like, there's probably some smaller ones that I don't know about, but that's about all I can figure out.
Right. But before Vault of Glass, there was nothing like that any game developer gave to people on console, and that just really changed the game, because just trying to fight the Praetorians to open the vault was a task in itself, and like figuring out how to do it all, watching YouTube videos, tossing Atheon off the map with solar grenades.
Yeah, it was just the Wild West. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was very, very fun, and just got good memories of it. But I think B tier is a very fair rating for it.
Objectively and subjectively. Like, objectively, it's a C. Subjectively, it's an A. So I think B is a good spot.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair statement.
So, next one on the list is a bit of a hot take for me, I think. We'll see what you think. This is the Dark Below.
Dark Below.
Is that it?
To your left.
Left.
Nope.
Crota. Big Crota.
Ah, yes. That looked like Crota to me in the background. I was mistaken. So, it's C tier. It may be even D tier. Like, somewhere around here.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to know where I have it?
Where you have it?
Where
I have it A,
Ah, God, dude.
and here's why.
Well, we gotta hear this. You go
Well,
first.
I'm ready to
Joshua.
fight for this. All right.
Okay, go.
Dark
Okay,
Below.
okay.
Okay. So the Dark Below, first DLC, obviously, of Destiny 1, and this is where, for me personally, I really hit a stride with this game.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing like 8-hour days at this point. There's no life in the shit out of this game.
Yeah.
And the reason I have it at A is because yes, Crotazan, broken piece of shit. I get it. Okay.
It was so busted, man. It was like it was
but-
sent through a blender.
It was the raid that I played the most of, and
Really?
it was because of how accessible it was. Like, almost every encounter you could cheese in some way, which yes, objectively that's bad mechanically, right?
Cut the cable. Do it.
Unplug the Ethernet cable. And
No,
even
no,
the first encounter, you could fucking like, you know how it was like layered, like there was a lower level and there's an upper level. You could jump on one of the lamps and then jump to the second level and basically skip the whole encounter. But finding all those secrets out in that raid like was very interesting to me, and like just finding ways to break it. And I kind of went as far as to like solo the entire raid because there's like ways you could cheese the bridge with the sword and dropping the sword. There was like ways you could cheese Crota with the Gallahorn and just like take him down and with the sword, and it's just like I love that raid. I know objectively it's bad, but subjectively it was one of the most fun raids I ever played. So
You know what?
it's like up there.
It's fair.
I agree.
So, the reason why I put it at C and goddamn nearly D is because the exact reasons that you liked it, I didn't like it for. I didn't like that you could cheese the shit out of this. I didn't like how everything was busted. It was funny, but after like the third time you do it, it kind of got on my nerves. I didn't like the Hive, and I still, to this day, don't like the Hive all that much as fighting as enemies. I hate how they put up shields and shit. It's not my thing. It's not fun.
Hive lore, though. It's great.
Hive lore is sick.
Yeah.
It is pretty pog. It is mining the
very-
Pogtonium there. I agree with you.
Augers.
But the enemies themselves, I'm not interested in their design. I hate fighting them. I hate wizards, especially when they're on the moon.
Yeah.
So
the boomers on the final encounter.
Oh my
don't
God,
even
dude,
mention
don't get me
Boomer to
started.
me.
They would fucking hide in the back of the little tower and you couldn't kill them.
Flashbacks to the
What-
Golgoroth Thorn quest. Please, God, no.
Oh god, that was tough.
Not Golgoroth.
Okay,
whatever the one.
No, it was Golgoroth
Oh, okay, cool.
or Fogoth, something like
Fogoth,
that.
yes,
I don't know.
Fogoth. Golgoroth is in
Fogoth.
another DLC, which we'll get to.
Oh yeah, true. It was Fogoth. Yeah.
But anyways,
think-
the thing that
I think
saves it
C
from being
is-
C, from it being D, is this is when the No Land Beyond was released. So,
Yeah.
C
I
tier
thought that would bump it
really.
up higher for you. I didn't think you were thinking about that. I thought
One
it
gun
would bump
moves it up a
higher.
tier, but I thought it was quite bad. So, I really did not like the Dark Below. Plus, I didn't really like the moon as an environment, and that'll be the last thing I say.
I think the Dark Below is unfortunately probably Destiny 1's worst DLC release. I don't think that's a hot take, but
Janso's molding at the moment.
gets us pissed. But
Oh, go ahead.
it had so many cool exotics and so many cool cosmetics come out during that time, like No and Beyond, Necrochasm, not Lord of Wolves.
That was the first
Um,
exotic quest, dude.
Exactly,
Necrochasm, all that
Well, no, there were other exotic quests before that, like Bad Juju, Thorn.
I mean the one like remember how you would build the weapon
Right,
from
yeah.
like start from like a common to
Yeah, that was
exotic.
super cool.
I don't know. I love that process, but go ahead.
It was neat. Yes. Too bad it was trash.
Fucking Dragon's Breath. So there were a lot of cool things to come out during that time, and the raid armor was, in my opinion, a lot cooler looking than the Vault of Glass armor for, at least for Warlocks, because that's what I played.
Look was nice.
What were they called? Missions, I guess. I mean, it was the story, but they were missions. Those were fun, but it didn't really add anything. But I really loved Crota's End, the raid. I thought it was so cool because me, like Janso, really like hit my stride during this, and me and Luke, which is one of our friends, we put in hours a day during this game. I'm talking like we would come home from high school, eat, get on the game, get off, or play for like 8-9 hours, get off, and then go to sleep, repeat the next day. And it was like that every single day. So the what was the Crucible meta like during this time? I don't even remember.
This was Thorn meta, I think.
No.
Thorn Last Word, right?
No, that was House of Wolves.
Yeah, that's right. This is more closer to the tail end. Shit. Fusion rifles was out. Scout rifles were garbage. I think it was pulse rifle meta, no?
Was it a good meta? Like maybe we can't remember because it was pretty balanced.
Yeah, honestly, it was. Yeah, that's probably true. Honestly,
but there was really nothing to like chase at this point, right?
Right. So the main selling point for the Dark Below was Crota's End, which I thought was very fun, and it kind of gave a precursor to, a future DLC that would come like a year and some change down the road, which was awesome. There was a lot of ways that you could break the raid, like Janso said, and I mean, it took me a lot longer to beat Crota than it did Atheon for some reason, because I was prideful and I didn't want to cheese it. So, I mean, in that sense, I had some fun with it, but I mean,
I'd also like to add that this is where
I'm hovering around. Yeah, Eris came. That was really cool. You had that one shader, the one black, the black orange. Oh my god, that was so cool. That's bumping it up to B for me.
Okay. So
the black orange and then the black, or like the dark gray with the really bright like blue green. What was that called?
That was Glowhoo, right? Like the raid one.
Yep.
God, that was so cool, dude.
Glowhoo. Great.
You just ate Black Hammer. Green knows Black Hammer.
Dude, you're eating your mic. Stop.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
The gain on your mic is way too much. But anyways, okay, so technically we have like a D+, a B, and an A. So we'll bump it up to B for now. The average.
Nope. Gonna be A.
Nope, no it's not. Sorry, Eris Morn was too resident sleeper in this DLC to be A. No, it's not happening. I refuse.
The lore was cool. I mean, she was like, the only survivor of her fire team.
Dude, but you're comparing that to Volta Glass lore, brother. No.
Yeah, I don't think Dark Below was better
comparing it.
than Noah D1. I don't think it was, but it was a cool expansion. It was the only one that we'd ever got, so like at the time we thought it was awesome. But looking back at it, it's definitely not the greatest. So I think like. I honestly think a C is probably.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Nope.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Janso.
No, it's B.
No, D, C, well, D+, C, and A. I'm going to C. C+. So if there's another one in C, it'll be the first one.
Make a new column.
He's that
right now.
He's that committed.
B- right now. B-.
B+. This will be the Dark Below column only.
Oh my god. Whoops. We do capitals in this land. We'll just do that.
I've got a hot take for the next one.
Hey, guess what else was introduced in Dark Below?
What?
Don't touch me.
Oh, yeah, then that deserves C+ for sure. Yep. That was like my favorite exotic to run. Oh, it's so fun.
I got him with the invisibility.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wait, don't touch me? That was the
Yeah.
hunter.
Yeah.
Or not the hunter. That was the Titan exotic.
No,
Oh.
Hunter.
No, he's talking about the scarab one.
Oh, that was
no,
Kefri Sting.
don't touch
That's
me.
Kefri Sting.
Kefri Sting.
Don't
Yes.
touch me's are the ones where you get hit and you turn invisible.
Oh
Remember those?
no.
Oh well.
No, I'm pretty sure that's. Don't touch me. What is it? Oh, you're right.
You're damn right.
Hunter
I'm
Gauntlets.
Well. At any rate, C
I
plus
would-
I think
I'm
is
happy.
fair.
I would like
I'm
to
happy.
add. I think
It has its own column. I'm happy.
we haven't been talking about
Its own
Nightfalls,
row.
and I think the Nightfalls around Destiny 1 and the Dark Below were like the best.
I think they're most prestigious up until like mid Destiny 2.
No, I think the Nightfall kind of waned down in like significant level once like the Taken King came out, for me at least, because like it was really hard. It was damn near impossible in vanilla because
no, yeah, I'm
you were
agreeing with
forever
you.
29. Oh, okay, never mind then.
I'm saying like it was a reverse bell curve where it started out good and then it progressively got worse up until about like mid Destiny 2. When they added like a whole bunch of shit to it,
And
which made it more complicated, but it is what it is, you know.
Hey, this expansion introduced Omnigul.
Yeah, that okay, well,
Hell yeah.
sorry.
Oh.
I don't even bother.
Grasp of Malik. baby.
Okay, I've got a
House
hot
of
take
Wolves.
for the next.
I'm pretty
Okay, I would
lukewarm
like to
about
go
House of
first.
Wolves. So you go
If
ahead.
I could,
since
I would
yours
like
is-
to go first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Take the floor.
go ahead and place it in S for me as of right now.
Hold.
I've got my reasons, and I will explain them. Okay, so up until House of Wolves, it was pretty generic on how content would be dropped. It was, you get new strike, you get new story missions. A little bit later, raid releases. That's how Destiny 1 Vanilla was. And then the Dark Below came around. You got story missions, you got a new strike, boom, you get the new raid. And that was like the cookie cutter approach. And up until House of Wolves, Destiny was a very like PvE oriented game. And then House of Wolves comes out and it kind of like flips it on its head. You got the story missions, you got a strike, and you didn't get a raid. You got a 3-man fire team Prison of Elders, which was like completely new. So that was a really big refresher. I know that the whole Galahorn thing with Skolas with Solar Burn is there, but when it's not that weak, it was a lot of fun.
Dismantle mines, yes.
There was no raid.
Lines, yes.
And I don't know about you guys, but I was hearing about like a PvP tournament thing like the first week that Destiny dropped. Like me and Luke were talking about it and we were trying to like assemble a squad of like really good PvP players
We're putting
because
together
there
a
was
team.
going to be like, there was going to be like this big tournament and everyone was talking about it, blah, 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 blah. Well, the big tournament ended up being Trials of Osiris, which in my opinion is the greatest mode that Destiny or that Bungie has ever released. Because I know that the meta changes and sometimes the meta makes it not fun at all, and I get that. But it was so cool at the time because the content drops before that all had to do with PvE, and you had to get the really good guns in PvE and then you would take them into PvP. There weren't really any like incentives to play PvP until Trials.
True.
And then all of a sudden,
Wait,
boom.
Rise of Iron 2.
Yeah, Rise of Iron. But Trials was like the first release where there was all of a sudden an incentive to play PvP.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like some rinky-dink like, oh, you win until you lose, or if you get X amount, you get this like little rinky-dink award, yay. No, if you go 9-0 with no losses, you get ultimate glory. Like, you can take screenshots on Mercury, you can screen record it, you can do whatever, and that is ultimate bragging rights. Because at the time, going flawless in trials was a task and a half. And I think this is around the time that we all met, and I vividly remember me, Luke, and Janso having like a stretch of time, probably like 3 months, where we would go on all 3 of our characters. We'd start on Friday. Sometimes we wouldn't finish until Sunday. Sometimes we would finish on Friday night, and we would take all 3 of our characters 9-0 every single week. And that was the most dominant that I've ever felt, like, competitively in a video game, and it was the most fun that I've ever had. And when I think back to Destiny, I think of those times in trials, and like the initial release of the initial release of House of Wolves, and a little bit after. That was just like, I know the meta was broken, obviously, and you guys are gonna tear this to shreds, but I think the House of Wolves, like, completely, it didn't change it. It just made Destiny an extremely well-rounded PvP, PvE video game. And in my opinion, it really shot it into the limelight because every, like, competitive FPS player at the time wanted to get their hands on it. So.
Okay, well, Gil, you may be surprised to know that I don't necessarily disagree with you. For me, House of Wolves is A tier.
Have it A as well.
True. So, the reason why I have it as A tier is pretty much the same reason you do, is that the PvP of Trials of Osiris was just revolutionary for the game. Like, it was so good at the time.
It was revolutionary for FPS gaming in general. Because
it was pretty close, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was nothing else like it. Like a team of 3 where you have a card, you get 3 losses. If you win 9 games and lose 0, you complete it and gain ultimate glory.
I'm trying to think, because we all played a lot of FPSs at the time. I don't think there was. Yeah. Maybe something on PC that was kind of niche, but the 3v3 and card and like the loot at the end, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the loot is what separates it, I think, because I mean, you have stuff like CS:GO where you have a ranking system and all that.
That's true.
But,
because look, I personally thought everything else in House of Wolves was Resident Sleeper. The story was Resident Sleeper. Prison of Elders was Resident Sleeper. But Trials was so good. Well, that's my opinion. Go fuck yourself.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
But Trials was so cool, and like I had so much fun just grinding it. Sometimes even by myself with some Randys, or just with you two, or Doug. It was just like, it was a great time to just be a sweaty tryhard, or to be a little bit of a troll and do what I did, which was like
No
Land Beyond and sidearms. Still one of the first people to do that, by the way. Yep.
Backstab.
The backstab.
Wow.
It was just
some memories during that time.
Some of my most fun PvP moments was in like year 1 trials, and the armor was so sick. It was one of my favorite types of armor.
It was all Egyptian. It was so cool.
Yep. It was very, very neat. Besides that, not much else to really mention for Prison of Elders. It was still Fallen. Like, I liked fighting the Fallen, so that was a plus at least. The story missions, again, were ziz, and not much else actually happened as far as content. Varix was cool. Varix was a good addition, actually. I liked him more than I liked Eris.
Yeah, I thought Varix was pretty cool. I thought the whole concept of, like, you've been fighting the Fallen for almost 6 months now, and then all of a sudden you're talking to one of them.
Yeah.
And you're kind of working for them. That was a really cool concept to me.
The added lore of Osiris was really neat too. I want to know who that guy was.
You remember the hidden room on Mercury?
Hidden rain?
No, the hidden room.
Oh, yes,
like right off to the left of spawn.
Yes.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yes. All right, well, that does it for me. So, Janso, if you want to add anything else.
Yeah, I had this personally at an A for me. But Gil kind of convinced me with the S tier, honestly. I'm leaning S right now. I'm leaning S because
Yes.
it's, as Gil said, it was like probably the best I've ever been at Destiny PvP. Competitively. Like,
We're sweaty.
maybe that was because I was a last word user and I was just fucking fanning the hammer everywhere I went. But I don't know. It was great. Some of the most fun I've ever had in a PvP game for sure.
Personally, I think that's deep throating its cock a little bit to put in an S, but since I adhere to democracy, we're gonna put it in an S. Now, if I recall correctly, the next one is the Taken King.
Yes, sir, it is.
Dude, you
Yes,
already
it is.
know. You already know.
Yep.
Free. It's
Straight
so
up.
free.
Straight up.
Ooh, goat, huh?
Absolutely, 100%. You cannot argue otherwise. Let me tell you why. Let me delve into my reasoning a little bit. 1. Completely new supers, new abilities. 2. The exotics were amazing. 3. They added the quest system. 4. The Dark Blade. The Dark Blade strike was fucking kick-ass. Strike
so cool,
specific
dude.
loot. Strike specific loot.
Strike specific. Oh wow!
I can go on.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
The introduction of the new class items. So cool. All My Victims cloak. So cool. The raid. I'm blanking on the name. How could I forget the
King's
name?
Fall.
King's Fall.
Oh,
Yes.
come
One of the
on. How
best.
can you
Not the
forget
best,
that?
but one of the best. Oryx, the Taken King. One of the best enemies we've had so far. The Dreadnought. The Dreadnought's lore. The Books of Sorrow.
Yeah.
It's just one thing after another after another. It makes it the GOAT. There is no other
Yeah.
that is the GOAT.
Yeah, it's really hard to debate that it's anything other or that it's lower than that. I mean, I didn't get into the lore at the time, but just there were so many additions to the game, and it just felt like they added everything that Destiny was plus more and just gave it to us. Well, we had to pay for it, but besides paying for it, I mean, they gave us just so much. I mean, they revamped the meta. They of the Crucible at the time. They gave us possibly, one of the hardest raids, if not the best.
Yep.
I mean, there's just so much you can say about the Taken King. I could go on and on, honestly, but like this truly was Destiny 1 at its prime, and I'm sure that Destiny 2 has gotten more viewership than it by now, I'm sure, but like at the time, Destiny was booming.
Okay.
Everyone that I knew was playing this game because they either already were, or they bought the Taken King collection and
Yes,
they
sir.
were going through it. And I took so many of my friends through the entire like D1 story and brought them up to speed. Oh my god, it was perfect.
Okay, before Chancellor goes, I would also just like to point out some of the exotics that came with it. Dark Drinker, Bolt Caster,
Wow.
Black Spindle, No Time to Explain, Raise Lighter, Sleeper Simulant, The Chaperone, The First Curse, Touch of Malice, and it continues.
Touch of Malice, the raid gun, basically.
Yeah.
The fucking Oryx gun, because I never ran out of ammo and you just had to fucking hold the trigger down.
Yep.
Yeah,
and it was
Taken King.
Go ahead.
I don't know if it's my. It probably is. It's really close. This expansion and a different one that for number 1 for me, but it's definitely a close second, if not number 1, because just
by the way,
objectively and subjectively it's like some of the best times I've ever had in Destiny.
Also, the Ace of Spades came with this one.
Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
Exploring the Dreadnought, dude.
Yep.
This made the story good too.
Absolutely,
Like,
yes,
the story
sir.
missions were good. Yeah.
It fixed
Something
everything of D1's issues. Period.
It did. It did. A lot of them, for sure. And something that really like interests me is like world exploration, and they tuck so many secrets away in this expansion, and like the Dreadnought was so much fun to just run around. You'd find those chests that you would need keys for, and you're like, oh shit, how do I get this key? And you know, it was a lot of fun. And like the public event that was on the Dreadnought, I can't think of the name of it right now. What was that called?
No idea.
The one where you'd make
Court of
offerings
Works.
at the
Court of
statues.
Works.
Yeah, Court of Works. Yep, that's it.
Wow.
Court of Works was
Yeah.
awesome. Like,
I
I never had anything like that before in Destiny 1.
Court of Works was okay for me, especially because I think if I remember correctly, some Randys can join you as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
it got a little weird when like random people would come in and make an offering before you want to do like a higher tier boss, and they would come in and like do their lower tier boss, and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta wait for the next turn.
But I will say this, I think this is one of the first times, like one of the first few times in the entirety of the Destiny franchise that like 3 of us or 6 of us would just squad up and then patrol. Just go on patrols.
Yeah,
Because it was fun.
That's a big reason why I love it, is because of that open world, like world exploration aspect, like unparalleled in Destiny 1.
Yeah.
This
For me
expansion.
too, I really like challenges in gaming, especially when I was playing Destiny. And why is it escaping me again? Oh, King's Fall. That was like the ultimate PvE challenge at the time, because us as a group, we could squad up as a 6 and take out Atheon and Crota in one night.
Yep.
But we might not even get past the Gatekeeper. Or was that his name? What was that? The big knight.
I know what you're talking about. I think it was the Gatekeeper.
Yeah, I want to say it was. But anyways, that was a legitimate challenge, and we had to have so many attempts just to get to Oryx. And then Oryx was the hardest boss fight that I've now played the Dark Souls series, and those are hard. But besides those, hardest challenge in gaming. Yeah. I mean, everyone had to be firing on all cylinders, and there couldn't be one mistake, because if there was a mistake, you were gonna wipe and you were gonna try again.
There was a time where we had to do the last encounter for like 4 hours, right? This wasn't at launch either, when we didn't know what to do. This is when we knew what we did.
This was like the first encounter. Oryx was like everyone had to have a role. Like you absolutely had to have a role. You can't deviate from it at all. Like, and you need to be at this position at this time. And if you're like 2 seconds late, like that's a wipe. Like,
The amount of times we fucked up the hardcore parkour on the invisible steps was so infuriating. We kept missing the witches. Oh, that was so annoying.
Yeah, because it was randomized on who would get well, I don't know what the buff was called, but it was like something touch of aura. Yeah, you would be taken, and you would have to climb the invisible steps and slam, and then that was really tough, because there were definitely people that could not do that in the group.
I believe this was the birth of we need more DPS.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, my role usually was the fucking Celestial Nighthawk guy. So like, if I missed a shot, it was my fault that we wiped. I was like, fuck. I'd miss an occasional shot, but like, that encounter, so difficult but so fucking rewarding, because we knew that we all executed perfectly when we did Oryx.
This was like the most MOBA-esque I think Destiny became, where someone was, like a Nighthawk user, someone was a bubble user, someone was not scatter shot. That's Overwatch. Whatever, the night shot, night stalker.
Oh yeah.
Tether, yeah.
Tether, yeah.
Tether, yeah.
Shadow Shot.
Yep, Shadow Shot. Thank you. Couldn't think of the word.
Generate those orbs so I can use my Celestial Nighthawk. Yeah, I mean, this is like 1 or 2 for me. Like 1A, 1B for me. Like,
Rip Nova Bomb users, by the way.
Yeah, Nova Bomb was completely useless. I mean, it's not my personal favorite raid because I value visuals a lot, and it was kind of dark and dreary and nasty. But I mean, it was definitely the best Destiny 1 raid, and I don't think it's even close.
Yeah. The ending. Well, I have some things to say about that, but the ending scene where Oryx flies off into Saturn, that's so sick.
Oh
yeah,
my
the whole
gosh.
presentation of that
Yeah.
last encounter is
And then
crazy,
you
like,
would
just the scale of it.
Yeah.
Yep. And then you would walk around the tower, and like the NPCs would call you Kingslayer. That was so cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite things, actually, and this wasn't dealing with a raid, but I remember, like, I was so into swords, and I still am, when it comes to, like, first-person shooters and shit, that I got it, like, right away. Like, that was immediately what I was doing, was the exotic quest line for one of the swords. And then I got, like, the Arccaster. Or no, it was the Dark Drinker.
Oh, okay.
And I immediately went to the tower, and I just put it on my back. And then, like, everyone in the tower just swarmed next to me. Because it was so rare to have a sword at that beginning. Everyone was just, oh my god, it's the sword. It was so fun.
It was a grind to get them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had to
Dark
go
Drinker,
through-
underrated at that time.
Oh, absolutely.
It
Everyone was like, Razelighter. Razelighter is the highest DPS.
Yep.
But actually, Dark Drinker was like really close to it, if not more.
And then it surpassed it
yeah.
in the next,
But yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
what else is there needs to be said about the Taken King? I don't think anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could go on for hours talking
True.
about
I
memories
think
and
you
how
can
good
tell
it is.
in
Yeah.
our excitement talking about it that it was like special.
Absolutely. Is next Rise of Iron?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think Rise of Iron deserves S tier, boys.
I don't disagree personally.
I say A for me,
Okay.
Okay.
personally.
Since you're the odd one out, you can go first.
Rise of Iron. Very cool lore. Very cool lore. The Iron Lords, very cool. I agree. They're some of the best characters I think that was in Destiny 1. The raid, the raid was very good. The raid was very good. It's probably a 1 or 2 for me in Destiny 1. It was weird. Rise of Iron was very good, but it was something I kind of fell off of pretty quick after being the raid for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just some point in my life at that time, or if it was just a lack of draw from the content of the game. But
It was definitely a transitional period for everyone in our group because I think you were graduating college, weren't you?
yeah.
Oh, you were?
Well,
Okay.
last year of college, yeah, I think.
Yeah, and it was my senior year of high school, so
Yeah, so it's Rise of Iron's a weird thing for me. Just gut reaction looking back on it, I gave it an A because I see how much people loved it, and I see, like, I still remember the lore and the music of this this expansion is still one of the best. But it's not S for me. Just subjectively. But
Okay.
I'd like to hear what you guys say about
Sure.
it.
So this is gonna boil into my subjectivity a little bit because I really like the night stuff that they did. Because I'm kind of into medieval a little bit, not a whole lot, but I really like it when it's infused into sci-fi stuff. So the whole Iron Lords concept, Young Wolf's Howl the Exotic, I was really hyped about. And one thing that pushes it over the edge for me to put into S tier is I really liked the Badlands.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite, right? that's probably my favorite place to explore. Because I already really liked the Cosmodrome. That was probably my favorite beforehand. Even though the Dreadnought was really cool, like I said, I just don't like the Hive all that much. But Earth itself is really neat. I really like the post-apocalyptic Earth. And then they added Siva infused into that and shit. It was really cool for me, especially the snow. Also, this was the first one that was like PS4 and Xbox One only. And you could tell that they upgraded the graphics a bit. And the expanse of the world. The new social space was really neat. I liked Lord Saladin. The raid is actually my favorite raid. That's why it's also pushed into S tier for me.
Yeah.
The armor was also really cool. Not the class items, so to speak. Also, I believe this is when they added artifacts, no?
It is.
Yes. I really like the artifacts, yeah.
No, wait. Were artifacts in Taken King?
No, it was the Taken King.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I thought so because I remember, like I said, I remember getting artifacts from.
You're right.
Lord of
yeah.
Lords. Like, I remember getting
shit.
Dragon's Rose or whatever. That was like one that stood out to
it
me.
must have been. Excuse me. It must have been the Rise of Iron ones that broke the PvP meta, because I don't think they were a problem before that.
Yeah. So obviously, then Taken King is GOAT, uncontested. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. Very easy.
So, what do you think? Go back down to A or S tier? Considering PvP meta.
So, I mean, so Rise of Iron has a very special place in my heart because at the release of it, I remember all of us playing. What was the raid called? Something Machine.
Wrath of the Machine.
Wrath of the Machine. I remember all of us as a group going into that and trying to complete it day one, and we found one of the hidden chests. Like, we were one of the first, if not the first, to find one of those hidden chests. I don't know if you guys remember that, but
As far as I know, it wasn't even on YouTube at the time.
Was it the jumping puzzle? Was it after the jumping puzzle, or?
No, it was right after the first boss. I don't remember what he was called, but you
Where you
jumped
the balls at him.
Yes. You would jump up to the right, and we found that, and we were like, oh my god. And I don't know, someone tweeted it out, but there was no videos, no tweets, no pictures about it at the time. I doubt anyone even saw it, but I'm convinced that we were one of the first to find that. So that was really cool. Completing that raid was cool. It's my personal favorite. Using Dark Drinker on Axis was awesome. I went back and I tried to solo every single raid, and I did it with every boss encounter except Axis because of how hard it was. And that was really cool to me because, like I said, I like challenges. But after the first couple weeks, our group kind of stopped playing because of how bad PvP was and how repetitive PvE became.
I also got super busy, so I had to leave.
Yeah, I think it was a rough time for a lot of us, but that's besides the point. But there were multiple nights where I would just run around the Plague Lands and just listen to music. So it holds a special place in my heart. I mean, if I were to rate it, I would personally bump it down to A because
I think
PvP was horrible. No special ammo. Icebreaker was broken.
Because it would regenerate ammo. That's why it was broken.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is when Icebreaker really got used in Trials, which is really fucking annoying.
Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite PvP meta, but it holds a special place in my heart. And the soundtrack is awesome. I love the Iron Lord stuff, but I think A is a solid rating for it.
The best puzzle for getting Outbreak Prime in Destiny.
Oh yeah.
The best one.
It was so fun watching that race, and just the whole watching the Dado videos. So cool. So cool.
Let me just check here. I wanted to see something real quick. Yeah. So, even the exotics that came with it were kind of sleeper. So, we had the Trespasser and the Young Wolf's Howl, which is I think probably the better two, and also Outbreak Prime. But you know, like the Kvastov was neat as like a legacy weapon, but I don't even remember like the Abaddon. Like, what the fuck is that?
I had no clue.
Exactly. I think it's like the different version of
that was
Thunderlord.
that was the different elementals of Thunderlord.
Yeah, dude, catch me sleeping because I didn't really care.
Yeah.
So it was kind of pretty ziz on the exotic side too. So I think A is more than fair. I think B would be disrespectful.
Yeah, it was better than Vanilla D1.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Objectively, not subjectively, but objectively.
All right, so this is D2 now.
Hang on.
Oh,
So it's not an official release, but there was a period of time where after Rise of Iron, they remastered all of the raids. I don't remember what it was called.
Age of Triumph.
Age of Triumph. That was really, really cool.
They brought all the raids up to current light level.
Yeah, they brought them all back. They remastered the armor. They remastered the weapons. They brought new exotics. So it didn't add any new content, but it just remastered what everyone loved. So that was a really cool time for me. I'm not going to rate it, but I would put it around S or A if I had to. But
So,
obviously it wasn't a content drop. So
technically speaking, we'll just say it like this way. Vanilla Rise of Iron, A tier. You know, Age of Triumph Rise of Iron, S tier.
Yeah. I would agree. Yeah.
For me, I kind of fell off at that point because I was waiting for Destiny 2 to come out.
Yeah.
Dude,
so I didn't really play Age of Triumph very much.
Speaking of-
But yeah.
This is probably my hottest take. I'm sorry, guys. D tier.
Ooh.
wow.
Now, I
Explain
don't
more.
know about you guys. You can go ahead and say your rankings, but if you want, I can go ahead and just go on a tirade here.
I have it at C, so I'm not far off from it.
Yeah, I've got it at C as well, but I understand why you put it at D because the expectations were definitely not met at all.
So much higher.
And it was very bad at launch.
By the
Very
way,
bad.
Just doubling back real quick, I wanted to clarify something. Was Rift added in Rise of Iron?
Rift.
Yeah.
I thought that was Taken King. That Taken?
Was it Taken King? If it was, again, cements its place in GOAT, because that's one of my favorite PvP modes, was Rift. It was really fun for me.
Yeah.
Which
Let me
brings me back to Destiny 2. They eliminated Rift! They cut it! It wasn't even in the game anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can continue further if there's nothing else you guys want to say.
No private matches.
Yep,
at
okay, here we go.
launch?
Here we go. We're on the roll, people. Let me spin you a little tale.
Story
Static
sucked.
Here we go.
rolls.
So,
Oh,
first,
yeah.
number 1, they got rid of Rift. Number 2, they got rid of like 3 other PvP modes. Number 3, no more private matches. Number 4, the expectations for this was way higher than what it delivered. Number 5, dude, the class items and like the armor itself took such a hit. I don't know what they did with the artists. I don't know if they gave them not enough freedom or like they fired most of the staff, but they're way worse than what they were in literally
Shader
every other
system.
expansion. Holy shit, it was so bad.
The shader system.
Eververse.
Shader
in
system was
general.
god awful. Why was Eververse the way it was? Oh my god, it was so bad. Number 6, they got rid of invisibility. They completely reworked the class item system, or not, just the class system in general, to make it more streamlined and casual friendly. PvP only had 4 people at a time. It was no longer 6v6. That
Gosh.
also carried on into Trials of the Nine, which was just way more inferior
I forgot
to
about
Trials of Osiris.
It was still fun.
Whatever, dude. Mida multi-2 peeking the whole time? Fuck off.
I know.
That was also because of the primary meta. It was 2 primary slots at a time. You had to have this particular setup. I didn't like it. Also, what was it? What was added in the heavy section? Was it shotguns or some shit?
No, it was
Sniper rifles.
linear fusions, snipers.
Yeah, god awful. Stupid change. I never liked it. What else? So, like, exotics themselves were powered down. And they were devalued, because you just got one at the beginning of the story.
Yup.
So, why would you even go for it? The loot system was worse. I don't know how they did it, but it was worse. They got rid of areas. The moon, completely gone. Obliterated. Wiped out from existence. Why?
Venus,
Whoa. Let's see, what else? The story, though better than original D1, was still not up to expectations. Not even close.
I thought it was
Disagree.
pretty bad. Yeah.
I thought it
Oh,
was
really?
good. I thought it was good. Maybe that's because I'm comparing it to like Destiny's story overall, but
Fair.
I thought Gaul was a good vision or a villain. I thought
Good
Gaul
vision.
was a good villain.
A good vision for the story is what you meant, yes.
And
Yeah, I would agree.
I thought the story actually started out pretty strong.
It started out strong, for sure. I agree with you, yes.
Like, you having basically go back to square one and, like,
Yep.
Gaul taking your light and...
Yep.
What annoyed me about the story, and this is why I knocked
Oh my
it down,
god.
is because, like, you could just imagine a better story where you're meeting up with all the civilians more often. It was more of a serious tone. You had more missions where you didn't
I
have
don't know
light.
about that, man. I don't think I could imagine a better story, to be honest.
What the fuck are you doing? You
Oh,
joined
shit.
so late, you dumbass. Oh,
I
God.
put House of Wolves in S tier for us.
I
So-
just got off work, bro. What do you mean I joined late?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Doug, the person we were talking about a little while ago.
Was it?
Okay, so I can kind of get behind that because I feel like House of Wolves is S tier for me the same way that Call of Duty Ghosts is S tier for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's a
that's
little
a-
unsure about that one right there.
Right there, buddy.
Yeah,
Little
but I was
cringe
saying,
champion.
it's like in relation to it. Like I feel like that would be kind of the opinion because the PVE more centered players would say like House of Wolves, what the fuck? Fucking Prison of Elders was fucking stupid.
Stand for minds. Yes.
True.
Don't go on jokes. Okay?
But yeah, essentially, it got carried by PvP so hard that I had to put it like anywhere around here. I argued
Well-
for A tier, but S tier's fine.
Okay, Wrath of the Machine got carried by the raid.
Yeah. Well, no, we
Yeah.
already discussed this. Whatever.
Yeah,
Rise of
D2.
Iron was A tier.
Dark Beyond didn't get carried by fucking anything. It was
Yes,
dog
thank
shit.
you. Thank you.
Wow. I had an A tier. These fuckers had a C tier. Fucking.
Crota was fucking retarded.
was-
Don't fucking at me. And the fact that you could solo fucking 75% of that raid without getting fucking
Yeah.
further tier raid gear,
That's
like you
why
could
it's
literally
good.
get the shit in the raid, and you could. No, that's bad.
Here we
That is
go.
bad.
Nope, that's good.
An unstoppable
How
force
is
makes
that
an
good?
immovable object.
Because I could literally pull my Ethernet cord out of my PS4 at the time and beat Crota. That's why.
Okay, how does
Think
that
about
make
this.
the game good? That's not a game
Because,
good thing.
Destiny, Bungie was so smart that they fucking made it so that you had to do something in real life to beat the raid. Like, think
They
about
just
that.
they just
Virtual
released
reality.
some shit.
But
There's
real-
no way in
Go.
hell that anyone
Let's go.
at fucking Bungie, there's no way that
4D
anyone
chess.
at fucking
Yes.
Bungie said, "Oh, dude, but you'll be able to solo." They didn't fucking know somebody was gonna do that
Oh, they
shit.
knew.
The dude fucking jumped off a mountain that they didn't know that you could get to. Even the Bungie devs fucking tweeted about it. That you had to jump up a mountain where they didn't even know that you could get to, and then fucking relic across, like R1 swing the relic
Exactly.
across the
We
bridge.
figured this shit out ourselves.
And they were like, I'm not gonna lie,
Power to
we
the
didn't think
players.
that. No, it's just Bungie being lazy. It's not fucking.
That's besides the point. For Destiny 2 Vanilla,
Yeah.
look, like I said, story I actually enjoyed quite a bit. Very strong start. Gaul was cool. The final encounter was pretty meh, but
Yes.
yeah, I have it at C because I think it's average. I think like you never really felt super powerful. Like you didn't really have that power fantasy in D2 vanilla like you had in D1, and the story, unlike the rest of Destiny 1, actually carried it for me. Like playing the actual game was kind of meh, but like the story like was interesting enough, and I thought Leviathan was a very good raid.
I thought it was
that
the
was a
best
very
part
good
of base Destiny 2.
Like, yeah, it's like Callus, very cool character, very interesting, and the way that whole raid is set up, how you're kind of coming back to
The crocodiles.
The first one we did.
Yeah, yeah, A tier
what we're
already
talking
for
about?
that crocodile experience.
So first
Okay.
raid of the Leviathan.
Yeah.
Okay, because I disagree with the next couple of raids on Leviathan. I think it's lazy.
Wait, what do you mean by next couple? Do you mean like
The
base
fucking
Leviathan
other
or?
No, the ones after it on the
The
Leviathan.
expanded ones, like the.
We're
The
talking
ones
base.
the Leviathan was fine to have
Yeah.
one raid on it, but after that, I was literally like, okay, this is just fucking lazy.
So yes, I agree that the original raid, though I had my qualms with the crocodiles, was pretty good. I liked it.
Everybody
God.
did. It was fucking terrible. It was a harrowing experience.
I
We
think,
were all so fucking mad. I literally thought that someone was gonna stop being friends that day.
They
I'm not gonna
do.
fucking lie.
Everyone,
I literally thought somebody was just gonna dip. Be like, I'm not
watching
playing.
this, go watch that video right now on Nova GN's channel. It's one of the best. Really
Yeah,
one of the best. You should
absolutely.
watch
Bungie
that.
Boys take
Our-
on
our-
Destiny 2 raid.
Day one experience with Leviathan is pretty
Oh my
pretty
God.
great.
Well, I specifically remember like everyone except Ryan just hilariously like
I was
off our
mauling.
ass laughing. We were
I was mauling.
I would put it in the C tier, but when I think back to all the exotics they got rid of in D2, and they gave us Might of Multi-Tool,
Only to add them back
Yeah.
as like they were new content.
Sturm and Dreg. The only thing that remained was the Sleeper Simulant that was cool, and the Prometheus Lens. That's it.
I agree. D2 was not that great.
no base D2 definitely did
They
not.
got rid of so
it,
much
it was
shit.
not it.
They got rid of
I think
Invisibility.
the highest-
Everything was just
if
powered
you-
down.
If you include the disappointment factor,
Yeah,
I think that makes it a D. But like
I did too.
when I kind of looked back on it previously, I was like, it was kind of an average
Wait,
like,
what?
C experience. But if you include the disappointment going into it, I could see a D ranking.
I want to fight one that's already been discussed.
Okay.
Why is base Destiny B tier?
What should it be?
S.
Fuck off, no. Not a chance.
What do you mean?
Not even close.
Are we including like Vault of Glass?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, what?
I thought it would be an A, but I mean B's fair.
Dude, you can listen to our discussion about it before, but once you take it as a full package, brother, it's B tier. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
Forgettable story. That was the thing. It was like
We met in base
No.
Destiny.
I thought
No, we
we met
didn't.
in House of
We
Wolves.
met in House of Wolves.
Mm-mm.
At least
I
that's
know
what we
because we were
did.
still doing, and even
Look.
though we did fucking.
I
No, I remember because I met fucking Hyper
Yes.
whenever you took a break.
Doug-
We were in fucking high school, Gil.
yes,
I know.
Doug met
But
me.
no, you
I
met
didn't meet
Hyper
you two
during
until
the
House
Dark
of Wolves.
Blow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't meet Janso, I think, until House of Wolves. I met Doug in Vanilla Base Destiny.
I queued into a random strike.
Yep.
I queued into the Fallen Walker strike with Sepix Prime.
Oh man,
I
memes.
But it's B tier. Fuck
we're
off.
reminiscing too much.
Yes, correct.
I don't know.
So, next one up after Vanilla D2. That was
So we're
what?
staying D. We're staying D tier.
I'm staying
Everyone
D.
good?
You can fuck off.
All right.
I think the
Destiny 2.
highest you can put it is C, and that's being generous.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Hyper's
where
just
I
mad
had it,
because his
but-
fucking Kled is B tier.
Dude, putting it in C tier would be
Got him.
wanking Destiny 2. It's not worth. Not worth.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Bro, fucking Destiny, fucking throw Destiny 2, or fucking Destiny 2 and grade triple S trash.
No, that has a special spot for a certain one, which I think
Uh,
is actually the next
I-
one, is it not?
It's coming out yet.
Okay, okay.
Curse, is it Curse?
Yes. Curse of Osiris is the worst
I didn't
Destiny
even need to look
expansion.
Listen,
at the
guys.
Literally
history.
the worst.
I know we're supposed to
It
go.
is horrible.
I know we're supposed to go through the timeline, like A to B to C, but come on, you already know. You can't argue with it. It
That should
literally,
just be in there, no discussion. Is it unanimous?
it's unanimous.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
no,
I mean,
Yeah.
well,
Alright.
Bottom of the
I don't know,
barrel.
Gabe, is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Gabe,
above
chime
them.
in.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
unanimous.
Yeah,
Fuck
no,
that.
it's
Dude,
fine.
it
Fuck
made
that
me
shit.
quit playing Destiny 2.
Phone a friend, call Ryan. Yo, Ryan, is Curse of Osiris dog shit? Yeah, it's dog shit. Okay, yeah, no, it's unanimous.
Absolute worst.
You know, the new fucking space was a PvP map that they turned into a new space. It was a PvP map originally.
Can't
It was
believe
what?
something I put so much time into became such a fucking meme in the sequel.
Yeah.
I put like my entire life and soul into being good at trials.
Yeah.
Some
They
people in the
fixed
clan were
nothing.
good at PvE. Some people were good at that shit. I delved into fucking PvP and was like, I'm going to murder everybody. And then fucking in Destiny 2, it's like, oh, Trials of the Nine, and it's like, oh, we got gods and shit now. Okay, this could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so we do that, and then matchmaking's fucking terrible. There's just like cheaters like everywhere. Fucking
Oh, I forgot about the cheaters. Wow.
4v4.
everybody's
4v4?
playing fucking mouse and keyboard. Fucking
This is also the reason why I have D2 at D.
Might a multi-tool.
Yep. Fuck that.
Mhm.
Also, by the way, can we just talk about how early PvP, you could barely, if you're lucky, get a super one time in a game before it ended.
mm-hmm.
That was so Ziz champion.
That was infuriating.
It was garbage.
I
It
remember
felt clunky. I don't
Oh,
know
it
how
did
you
feel very
fuck up a
clunky.
game's. I don't know how you fuck up a game's base shooting mechanics. Because Destiny 1 felt great, and you made it 8 years, fucking 5-6 years earlier.
Yeah.
Unprecedented
And then you
level of
fucking do
smoothness.
that.
Yeah.
Fucking gross, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, Curse of Osiris, like you could tell this was done already before they released the game because they didn't fix anything that the community was complaining about. There was no random rolls. There was an entire system of creating weapons, but they were all static rolls. Like you had
By
this
the way, static rolls
entire
was
crafting
crafting.
system that created the same weapons every time. It was, God,
One more reason.
unspeakable amount of trash right here.
What? Just
Curse
double
of Osiris.
backtracking 1 second. One more reason why D2 is D tier is because they got rid of loot specific items for strikes. It no longer existed.
Yep.
What
Why?
a dumb
Sure.
shit thing to do. It's literally free content that you don't have to add that people will play your game for 1,000,000 hours more just to get. You know how many people fucking touch or fucking what was it? Curse of Malik?
Grasp
The
of
fuck
Malik.
Grasp
Touch
of
of
Malik. How
Oh,
many
yeah.
hours did you spend grinding that fucking boss fight again?
Jansen got on a
Jansen
streamer.
did that for
didn't he?
8 hours.
With triple wreck?
It was like
triple
13
wreck.
hours.
13 hours. 13 hours
Yeah,
you put
that's
into their game
insane.
to get a gun with a roll that you wanted. Yeah, no, let's just take that shit out completely.
Dude.
Yeah.
You literally just it doesn't make any sense because you have to know what people do to grind for that shit. And you have to know the hours. You have all the statistics. How do you not see the hours that people put in doing this specific fucking strike to get the specific fucking roll on the specific fucking gun? Not even counting the countless raid
Man.
or like fucking raid repeats people did for shit.
Man, the more
Another
the more we
reason
talk
why
about
Curse
this,
of Osiris is bad. This is the last thing I'll say about it. The forest or whatever, it was horrible.
Infinite Force.
Yeah, the infinite forest. They said it was supposed to be like infinite possibilities of
dude,
how many like encounters you could have. It would be different every time. No, it had like 3 outcomes, and they were
6
all
portals.
boring. Every single one of them was so boring.
do y'all remember when we were promised Curse of Osiris? Like when we first heard about it, we're like, oh my god, Osiris is coming back with the Infinite Force, and he's all about these timelines and shit. It's gonna be so cool, and it was just fucking horde mode.
Trials was gonna come out. We thought Trials was coming back, and it didn't. Curse of Osiris is the biggest disappointment, and that's coming off the back of Destiny 2 just releasing.
Okay, granted though, he is associated most with Ikora, and Ikora sucks fucking dick. So
They dropped Ikora's
Well,
character so hard at
yeah.
the beginning.
She's boring. She's just boring. Yeah.
She got
bro,
progressively
we
better
literally
throughout D2,
memed
but God.
about her one line she gets in the fucking fall of the tower. We literally
Yeah.
memed it for like 3 months.
What was it?
The fucking
the The Nova Bomb.
You will take no more. You will take no more from us, and you will find no mercy with me. And then she fucking takes down one fallen ship. Speaker gets abducted. Towers in flames. But Ikora got that ship though. She got that ship.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that, dude.
Exactly.
Zavala is bubbling all of the citizens to keep them all safe from incoming missile fire. Ikora just jumps on a ship and flies it down into the fucking abyss.
One ship.
Kate takes down the literal army.
Alright, well, so obviously Destiny 2 not off to a hot start at all.
We're on to Warmind now. Warmind, I thought was just kind of C tier.
Average.
Yeah.
Super. It was below average in my opinion, because it didn't really add an endgame activity except for Escalation Protocol.
Yep.
That was okay. I mean, it didn't add the level of like
Yo.
something that like a raid or Trials of Osiris or anything like that. It was just you load into a patrol and here's your end game activity. Yay!
2 words.
So I didn't really like it.
2 words.
Yep.
Anna Bray.
True. C tier.
Okay.
Keeps it to C tier.
Yeah, Annabray's cool. Annabray's cool for sure.
I think maybe a little bit Mary Sue, but it was done fine enough. Like, who cares?
I think Rasputin anything with the fucking Warmind is sick. I
True,
think the
true.
Warminds are sick, so I always
Rasputin.
liked the
Also,
War
the one strike with the worm.
Yeah,
that was really neat.
Rasputin.
Rasputin.
He's the lover of the Russian
Rasputin.
queen.
Rasputin.
Didn't you know that? They implanted the great mind of Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen, into the Warmind. Because he was the only one that could lead the humans through the Golden Age.
Yeah, but like, I think the little secrets on Mars was cool enough. I like that they added the snow. At least they tried to add semi-new enemies. But overall, I just think it was pretty forgettable.
It was super forgettable. Curse of Osiris is only remembered because of how horrible it is, and Warmind was slightly better, but it is the most forgettable expansion that Destiny's ever had.
I agree.
Curse of Osiris is Infinite Warfare.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And Warmind is like Ghosts.
True.
Yeah.
Like, no one
So
really
it's
likes
S tier
Ghosts,
for you.
but no one
That's S
super
tier.
hates Ghosts.
Nobody like super hates Ghosts either.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah,
like, man,
Warmind-
why'd they do this?
Warmind is as average as it gets. That's a very good way of putting it.
True. Okay. Moving on. Forsaken.
Yeah. It
Okay.
was.
100%.
That's S tier, boys. For sure.
No.
That's
No,
tier.
no.
Go higher.
I would put
Go
it
higher.
Goat, to be honest. I would put it Goat.
Forsaken is the only other thing that should be in GOAT.
It's Goat. Death of
100%.
Cade, show some respect. Throw it in Goat.
Listen,
It had the Death of Cade. It had, in my opinion, the best storyline out of any
Yes.
expansion.
Yes.
They went
Easily.
so deep
Easily.
into it. The fucking Ace of Spades
Riven?
story where you get to fucking talk to like Cade's memory and stuff like that for like fucking
Alright.
where
The
you
last-
walk his fucking mental
The
like
Last Wish to
We're jumping
this
all over the place.
day
Go,
is still my favorite raid, and I have yet to complete it. I've never beaten Riven, but it is so cool.
yeah.
The
It's sick.
soundtrack, the boss fight, how many there are, the gravity of it, the how expansive it is, how like
Story leading up to it.
the story
Like-
leading up to it.
Okay, okay.
Like
Last Wishes.
Riven is on the same level, if not a little lower than Oryx,
Okay. I'll go next.
because of how powerful she is.
Fucking Mara Sov. Ugh.
So, the reason
Yeah.
why I didn't want to put it in GOAT is just for
Queen.
one, the Queen. Oh god, 2016 memes coming back to bite you. Jesus. The reason why I didn't want to put it in GOAT, just because for me, I when I look back on it, I loved my time on Forsaken, but like, man, everything in The Taken King was just so good for me. And if I try to directly compare my experiences between the two, The Taken King edges out. And for greatest of all time, like, at the very top, there can only be one winner. And for me, that's The Taken King. I will accept
I agree.
Forsaken and GOAT. And maybe you want to put, like, GOAT minus.
let's put it up there, and then we'll decide at the end. We'll
Okay.
decide on a
That's
true one.
true.
We can have a
That's
better
true.
conversation about
Sure.
an argument of the goats.
Yeah. So I will add that I love that they added bows. You guys already know. You all already know. That's what drew me in to begin with.
Bows.
Yup.
Yep.
Cold one with the bows.
The one cold one with the bows, obviously. Forever will be.
The legend. Link right here to our.
What was it?
Our,
a colder one with the bows.
Our
but
DC
colder or
Universe
some shit.
Online.
Yeah, it's the
video.
villain.
Everyone go watch that.
Colder one with the bows returns colder.
Turns cold.
So for me though, Forsaken, the enemies were really cool. I liked how you didn't have to shoot them in the head like every other goddamn enemy on the face of the planet and beyond.
Yeah.
The lore was really cool. They did stuff with the Queen's brother, the Crow. Like that was real good.
Fuck Aldrin. All my homies hate Aldrin.
True.
Fuck that guy.
At that time, anyways, for sure. The Queen got a bigger role, which is great. The Dreaming City was amazing. Like, who can forget about that? The raid was top quality. Unironically, probably one of the best raids.
Easily.
Besides that, they fixed some of the problems I had with Destiny 1. Insofar as, this is when they added like 6v6 back now.
Just think of all the end game content that was in this. Like, you
They added
beat the
cooler items too,
campaign
yeah.
and you get a new
Dungeons. Oh my god,
entire
dungeons.
area. Like,
You get a
you
new
have
campaign.
dungeons. You have
Yo,
weekly rotations of that. What was that? Tinfoil stuff you would take, and you would see things in
Queen's
the
foil, yeah.
environment. Queen's foil.
Yep.
but
There's more
that
secrets in the
didn't
See
game.
things in the
happen.
environment. you
that
couldn't
didn't
before.
happen until the first fire team beat Last Wish. Once they
True,
killed
yeah.
Riven, I forget the space, but the patrol area
Dreaming City.
changed completely. Yeah, the Dreaming City changed completely immediately once Riven was slain, and that was
It
so
would
cool.
change every week too.
It would
Like,
change
The
every
well
week,
is still
yeah.
probably one of the best horde modes, by the way.
well,
Yeah,
yep. It would. Oh, the blind well. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
I love the blind
oh my
well.
God.
Yeah,
The
so
blind well
it's
was
it's
sick.
definitely pushing goat for sure. So Jenso or Doug, you want to add anything else?
I definitely throw fucking Court of Oryx over blind well for the future argument.
Really? Okay.
I liked
Ah.
Court of Oryx way more.
Quarter of
To be
Oryx is
honest.
good, but
And iconic. It was sick. Right in the center, bro. The runs, the shit you had to do in that. Oh, dude, it was great. I fucking loved that game so fucking much.
It's a good game.
yeah, the different tiers and stuff, like making an offering and all that, like was a really cool. idea
I
for
liked
it.
the complexity. It was sick for
Yeah.
Destiny. It was cool.
You'd have to
cool
do a
to know how to
similar
do
thing
things.
with blind well, but like I feel like those resources were easier to get in blind well than it was.
feel like I feel
Yeah,
like
definitely
Destiny
was.
2 just doesn't. It's not that it's not that it's less grindy. It's just not the same grind that I
Oh, try-
liked in Destiny 1.
It's more grindy than D1, but I
Yeah.
get what you mean. It like
D1's
I don't know.
looting and shit, dude. It was like A tier. It was fucking top, dude. It
I
was
will
fucking
agree
sick.
outside of Ascendant shards and like the duplicates. Otherwise, yes.
Like some of the shit I would get like rolls and stuff like that, and like grinding for that gun, you know, and then fucking getting it. Like finally you get it, you get that fucking short gaze fucking sniper with fucking outlaw and
Yeah.
like you fucking get that shit and you get it dropped and you're like, oh my god, kids
Snapshot,
are gonna
baby.
fucking
Oh.
die.
yeah.
You're just like, kids are gonna die, dude. Like fucking holy shit.
Speaking of, this is when the random rolls return, no?
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Took
thought
me
that
a
was
year.
Warmind?
and
Was that Warmind?
Forsaken.
Or was
How
that-
long did
it
it
might have
take me
been.
to get? How long did it take me to get G-Horn, dude? Do you remember that? It took me like a year and a half to get.
It did
G-Horn.
not take me very long because there was a Valistaric Nightfall and I hid
Yeah.
on one of the lamps on like in the ceiling and I just
Fucking
kept
rat.
yep. And then
Guess
it
where,
dropped
guess
for me.
where I got my G-Horn? Fucking loaded into Crota's End solo. Got
No
the first
way.
chest that used to drop exotics, and I got a G-Horn out of that.
Wow.
Just ran to the first chest, you know.
That's
Jesus.
insane, dude.
Yeah, no, I
the
got
best gun in
fucking.
the game.
I bought I'm pretty sure I bought my first Galahorn from fucking Zur, like a year and a half when he sold it one more time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like a year and a half after I started playing,
Oh,
and I
man,
was
that's
like
rough.
very underwhelmed. I did not use it very much.
Yeah, it wasn't that great when he sold it again.
All right. Well, I think that covers everything for Forsaken. No.
Like
Alright,
it was.
Are we coming back to this debate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
We'll
we
come back
we
to
have
that.
to decide
We'll
on the
revisit
goatness.
it.
Forge, I think, is what the season's
That's
Yeah,
what
the
it's
next
called.
one is Season of the Forge, right here. I think it was B tier.
I agree.
I don't have any complaints from Black Armory.
The Forges were fun.
Um,
I liked the Forges personally.
The forges
Yep.
were
The
fun.
quest to build
The-
those weapons, I thought was very.
The raid was awesome in my opinion. I thought it was super like cool and unique. And the Anarchy, the raid exotic, was awesome. So that's what I remember a lot about it.
Yeah,
It's tough though because we're saying it's pretty good, but is it on the level of a vanilla D1?
It's true. That's very true. And
I don't
that's a
know
good
if it's on
point.
the same level. You know,
I think it is.
I mean,
objectively it's B, but like
we
I'm
have
not-
to talk about the game state at the time because
true.
like the amount of content that came out
Right.
is obviously
Different.
yeah.
We can't compare like let's say
Yeah.
Warmind was in B tier. We can't compare Warmind's content a la carte. That'd be really dumb.
Right.
The Lay Monarch came with Black Armory. That was one of my favorite weapons. Was it?
That was a bow, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh, the poison one.
Yep.
I hate you.
Yep.
That
Izanagi's Burden came with this.
Oh, Izanagi's Burden. That was actually really fun to grind for.
Yeah.
And it was the payoff was immense. That gun was so good and it was so cool.
By the way,
It kind of
pretty
paid
sure that-
homage to the. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, pretty sure this is when the last word came back. By the way.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think at least.
So yeah, I think B tier is very
So
solid,
Strong Space Cowboy.
very bang.
Yeah, I think B tier's. I think B tier's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't put it any higher.
No,
I
it's not
don't
Rise of
know.
Iron better. No, but it's
I don't know
definitely
if I'd
good.
put it
It's
any
better
lower,
than this.
so.
I'm sorry.
it's not better than Dark Below.
Yes, it is. Shut up.
No, it's not.
Absolutely. All
I
right.
would agree with Jan, so I don't think it is.
Oh, you're
but-
wrong.
Get that shit down to C tier.
Nope.
Dark
And
Blow's
you-
dog shit.
Nope. We got 2 for no, 2 for yes, so it's staying where it's at. Sorry.
Red Death meta. You gross.
Okay, only good thing about Black Armory is the weapons. Can you recall anything from the story?
We literally
that
just
was
went over
actually-
this. You're fucking deaf, brother. I said I liked the forges. I liked the characters added. I liked the story.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. I
So Where
don't.
does that leave us?
That leaves us where it's staying in B tier. Season of the Drifter, I believe,
need
is
more
the next
fuel.
one. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you.
mm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't play this one, so like I have no idea where this goes.
Okay. I did.
Gambit's fucking sick.
I hate
So
it.
Gambit
they
was
brought-
awesome.
This was really revolved around Gambit, and it had. I mean, obviously the Drifter was like the main character at this point, but they brought in Gambit Prime, and Gambit Prime was super fun to me at
No,
least.
Gambit was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I personally, I would put it like this game state. I don't really remember the Crucible meta, honestly. I don't know. I don't remember if it was good or bad during this time.
It was really good. It was really good. Everything was viable. It was pretty clean. There were only a couple of guns that like weren't that useful. The like slow revolvers. You remember the ones
the
the
450
the, like,
RPM
long
or
dagger,
whatever.
yeah.
Promise.
they weren't that great. But other than that, like bows were still fine. Like bows and Gambit were a move.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were They
I
were
remember
fucking
that.
wild.
Sleeper simulant.
Yeah, it was
No,
broken as shit.
no,
That's the
no,
only
no.
thing that
Okay.
was
No.
broken
They
about
fixed that. They fixed that by
Okay.
They
this
did
time.
fix it. They did fix it, but it was fucking broken during it for like quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it was like broken. It was obviously gonna be broken. I mean, because of the shit that was just in the game. You didn't have to, I mean, be a rocket scientist to look at fucking hunters and then look at fucking arrow and then look at fucking sleeper simulant and be like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, this is gonna do a lot of damage. And
Well,
then you
well,
just
well.
one shot the fucking thing, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's not fair.
Yeah.
Don't mind if I do. Well.
So, I mean, me personally, I don't know if I can put it in A. I really don't. Actually, yeah, I can. I can put it in A.
I'd
For
put
me
it in A.
personally,
It was very
Wow.
refreshing.
I really,
Okay.
I really thought that Gambit. I mean, me personally, Gambit Prime did it for me because it was a mix of like everything that I loved.
All
obviously.
I can say personally is that like I despise Gambit to my very soul. I never liked it to begin with, but I really like the Drifter. So
Yeah.
it kind of balances out for me. So it really just
Yeah.
comes to Janso here.
I like Gambit. I actually like Gambit a lot. I think it has a lot of potential, and it like at this point, I think with Gambit Prime, it really realized that potential. Was this the Malfeasance quest? As also was this?
Yes.
one-
Yeah,
was it
that
this-
came out during this time. Yeah.
That was cool. It was a little frustrating because it was all RNG
It
based
was.
on when you
And
match
the-
made, but
And the
When
boss was
you-
hard to kill. So like,
Yeah.
even if it did spawn, you didn't know if you were gonna beat it.
when you
know?
got that spawn, it was very exciting.
Yeah.
To see that new boss and know that it gave just an extra added pressure in the match, which I thought was cool. But that said, I would have this at C plus.
Okay.
I'm
Just
gonna bump mine
because
back down to B. I don't know if I can put it in A.
yeah, just because like when I compare it to the other things on this list, like it doesn't stand out to me completely other than Gambit, which Gambit's good. I like Gambit, but I don't think it belongs with like Rise of Iron.
Yeah.
You know, I think it belongs with this.
Okay. I think that's
I would
personally
agree.
fair. Like I kind of have to abstain on this one because I didn't really play all that much during this time. And the only thing, like I said, is that I like the Drifter a lot. So.
I can definitely. I think it's right where it needs to be, actually.
Okay.
Below, like NB, below Destiny 1. But I think it is better than.
So you think it should be C plus? Because that's where I think it should be.
No, I don't think it should be C+.
I think it should be B. Okay.
It was like pretty refreshing, to be honest. It was like a good time for me to like get back into the game because I struggled a lot to play the game. Like, I mean,
All right. I think that's pretty
it was
solid.
like for the first time in a while, it was like hard to play it.
So next one is Season of Opulence? Question mark?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This
This is an S.
Well,
I don't know.
I wouldn't put it in S personally. I think A is pretty solid. I really like the Lumina quest. That's actually one of my favorite guns to ever come out of Destiny 2, by the way. I didn't like the PvE activities as some other people, and that's part of the reason why.
What? The Menagerie is like the best PvE activity that a seasonal content has dropped since.
Still the
like,
best.
Fucking yeah, it's still the best.
For seasonal activity, like it was extremely rewarding. You know, those first 2 runs every week, you would get something really good, something powerful, that
and
would
you
raise your
could
power level.
and you could grind for really good weapons because random rolls were back. Like the Beloved came during this time period.
Love that gun.
You think it's over Rise of Iron though in terms of content?
I mean,
Like you would put it above it just immediately?
No, I wouldn't put it above Rise of Iron.
For me,
I would put it.
Yeah.
I would put it below Rise of Iron,
So A tier,
but
yeah.
it's still
It's
an A
an
tier.
S tier for Destiny
For
2.
what it is.
For
Yeah,
Destiny 2, it's an S tier.
it's
For,
easily-
I would say definitely in terms of like a seasonal drop too, like a seasonal
Easily.
content
Yeah,
drop.
yeah.
Easily the best. But
I think A tier is
would
very
you want to
solid.
put that in GOAT then in its own degree in terms of that then? Because that would be like, because if we were doing a tier list in terms of like separate terms of separate like kinds of content, then
No, we're just evaluating the game state at this point because we can't really, compare Season of the Drifter to the entire game of Destiny 2, right?
right,
sure.
right. In that, yeah, thinking about it that way, I think A is fair. I think A is fair. Like,
I think it is
state of
too.
the state of Destiny 2 at this point, like, I would equate that to state of Destiny 1 Rise of Iron.
I was gonna
As
say
season-
Rise
as
of
Season
Iron
of
just for the
Opulence,
fucking soundtrack was fucking easily the fucking
Insane.
And
So, yeah, I mean, there's not much else to be said about Season of Opulence. It was solid. It was very solid. Like, you can't really go wrong with it, but it's not, oh my god, that's amazing, let me get back into Destiny 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I get that.
it's one of the most rewarding seasons. Probably the most rewarding season so far. I think.
That I've played. I stopped
That I've-
playing after Dawn, but
Now I have no idea what comes next. Was it Shadowkeep?
it was Shadowkeep, I believe. Yeah, Shadowkeep
This
came
one's
next.
weird for me, dude. I have no idea. I have no idea where I want to put this.
It's at B for me.
I really like
I'd put
Garden
it
of
above
Salvation.
Gambit. I'd put it above Gambit and B.
I think you can definitely tell where the bias is on this tier list.
Yeah.
Because I
Man.
think Shadowkeep is definitely better than base D1. I mean, just the sheer amount of content and
I gotta look something up. Like,
I
it's
think how much
so
you can-
weird for me, this one is. Because I think the highs are really high, but the lows are just pretty low to me.
I would
could
agree
never
with that.
betray I could never betray the mother game, unfortunately.
yeah, I mean, I get that. It's hard, but I don't know. Shadowkeep was really cool. It brought an awesome strike. It was really dark and like it came out around October, which it was kind of like it was playing on the whole horror aspect, which
Yeah,
I
man.
really like.
I think
Plus,
B is disrespectful. I think A.
Yeah, I'd put it in A because
Yeah.
it wasn't like amazing, but it was really good for Destiny 2. And I really liked Garden of Salvation. I thought it was a really good raid. It was really hard. It wasn't really hard, but like it was a good challenge. I think it was like the last.
This is also where like
Oh, wait, dude, we
Leviathan's
didn't-
Breath and Monte Carlo came in. So I think that's
Dude,
a pretty solid.
we didn't
lineup
even
of
talk
presenters.
about. We didn't even talk about the other raids. Fuck. You guys go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not too versed in the raids between like after Last Wish. Like I
So,
haven't played those.
After Last Wish, it's Scourge of the Past, and that came out in Black Armory. Crown of Sorrow came out in Drifter, and then Garden of Salvation was Shadowkeep.
I skipped the seasons one as far as I remember. Yeah.
Scourge of the Past was really cool. Crown of Sorrow, meh. Garden of Salvation was cool, but I didn't really understand the story.
Story in Shadowkeep is very good. I think it's very good. Really expands on Eris a lot, which I think Eris is one of my favorite characters in the series.
I think what it comes
And-
down to for me is just I'm a little disappointed that they didn't add, darkness characters or like more interesting enemies to fight. Like,
Yeah.
it's the Hive again for like the 8th time. I don't like it too much. And it's the
For
moon.
all day, baby. For all day. For all day.
For all day, every day. It be what it do what it be.
It would appear that we have woken the hive.
Yeah, I think A tier. I think it's better than base Destiny and even these two, Rise of Iron. Or not Rise of Iron.
Plants the seeds for like it leads up to that darkness story.
Yeah, seeing the pyramid ship is cool. The ending
Oh
cutscene is
shit, I
cool.
forgot about that. Yeah.
But like, it's
Your
just the
opinions are
enemies of the
stupid.
past. Woo, hey, whatever, man.
Yeah.
It has one of the best like horde modes though. What's it called? It's the outside one where you have to fight the incoming enemies, and then there's like this giant boss that you have to fight. I like that.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't remember what it's called though. Let me get it up
Yeah,
really quick.
nobody remembers the name. So memorable.
I remember the activities. That's what matters, dude. I'm horrible with names. You know that.
I think
I can't
everyone's
find it, but-
opinion is stupid, and it's definitely not better than Vault of Glass Destiny 1.
Whatever. We got 3 A's and 1 B.
Opinion there. Yeah.
I think this is fair.
Put
Next,
it at B. I'd put it at B, but you know,
2 A's and 2 B's.
that's just comparing it to. That's comparing
Yeah,
it to.
it gets
Rise of Iron.
it gets
I can't
into
do
really
that.
sticky territory here because I don't have as fond memories from these times, so like I forget things more easily.
I think it's A tier.
makes
I think B tier is disrespectful. IMO.
I think the fact that you even have Destiny 1 Vault of Glass in B tier in terms of content is
Dude,
Blasphemy.
rose tinted glasses beyond comprehension. Nah. It's not that good. It's not A tier. You're blind.
nah.
Vanilla D1.
Your feelings for her are not real.
I think
Oh,
Dark
they're
Below
real.
at C+ is a little disrespectful.
Shut
We wanna
the
revisit
fuck
that.
up,
That
Jansen.
should be at A.
Shut the fuck up.
Um,
Shut your dirty little face.
Okay, Janso, I would move Dark Below up to B if you would move Destiny 1 up to A.
And move down. What should we move down? We gotta move down something.
You're both insane. They're staying where they're at. We're moving on.
Alright, we'll come back. We'll come back to it.
We'll come back. to
I'm
it.
not done with this fight yet.
Fucking
Dark Below.
bullshit.
Season of the
We'll come
Dawn
back
next,
to
yes?
Maybelline's. No. Season of the Undying.
This guy. I have no fucking clue what
Forgettable.
happened in this.
I played through it. I don't even remember what it was about.
Just how forgettable it is.
Like a garden thing.
I
don't.
agree. No D tier. I agree. No D
Dude,
F tier.
I don't fucking remember.
honestly, I can't. I
couldn't
can't
tell you
remember
what,
what
I couldn't
happened.
tell you what happened in it either.
I remember there was like Vex flung from the sky for public events and you can make it heroic and that's about it.
Stupid F. Garbage.
Nah, it's not F tier. It's fine. It's just so forgettable.
fire. Hobo campfire of a game.
This is really where Destiny started dying for myself, at least.
Next
Like
one.
I played every single expansion religiously.
Is that Saint Lightning McQueen?
Saint Lightning. Ka-chow! It is Season of the Dawn next, yeah?
Yeah, Season of the Dawn's next. This
Dude.
is the last thing, like expansion thingamajig that I played.
Yeah.
So.
I actually really liked it. What can I say? Saint 14's a great character. I like the story in it. I like the exotic you got. It was cool going through time. I thought it was really good. In fact, I'd put it into A tier.
The Bastion quest.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
The Bastion quest is insanely good.
You know what? No, I'm doing it. I'm putting it in A tier.
What chance?
I don't think
Stop
it's A.
it.
I think it's B.
Okay.
I think
You're
it's
gonna
B.
put you're gonna put that shit over Destiny?
Stop!
Really?
It is not.
It
Yeah.
is.
How
Yes,
much
it
did you
is.
hate Vault of
Yes,
Glass?
it is.
How
Dude.
much did you hate Vault of Glass?
Okay, you're actually gonna piss me off.
Ooh.
Saint
Here we
14
go.
is so fucking cool, though.
Okay.
He's like the best character added to Destiny 2. Man.
That's very highly
If
debatable.
you don't quit, I'm gonna start getting drunk and irresponsible.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Better than Destiny? Really? Like, really?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. Listen, A tier for me. You guys can go suck my dick. But fine, we'll put it to B tier. I'm the odd one out on this one.
I think it was good. I think it was good. I really do. But I don't think it was like. I don't think it was better than Shadowkeep, Season of Opulence, Rise of Iron. I don't.
The whole foreshadowing of your death in the coffin, that's super sick. Dude, I mean, man.
Yeah, that is really cool. I thought, like, that whole quest line with Osiris and Saint 14 and...
Jensen, sing its praises. Come on, man, you know.
Oh, God. Yeah, some of the best storytelling in Destiny 2. But...
Entire base game of Destiny
We're comparing the game states, brother. We can't compare full
base game of Destiny 1 with fucking Vault of Glass.
Objectively, Season of the Dawn is better. Subjectively, it's not better than Destiny 1. But objectively, I can't ignore that. Like, Season of the Dawn, way better storytelling than Destiny 1 vanilla.
Yeah.
Way better characters.
Yeah, you're right.
It's character that was made in Destiny 1.
Yeah. Well, teased.
That was only in lore, you absolute numbskull. You fondue brain. No. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
But that said, what weapons came out of this? What was the seasonal exotic? Because I don't remember. Was it Symmetry? Was that what it was?
Symmetry,
Scout rifle.
Sure.
That was pretty cool.
It was
I
cool.
mean,
it was cool.
Yeah,
I agree.
Right.
I liked that exotic. Dude, it's A tier for me, but I'll leave it in B tier because I'm the odd one out on this one. I'm fine with that.
A tier story, C tier replayability, in my opinion.
So C+.
Oh, and Saint's Fist was also one, wasn't
it? Yes, it was. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
after this, my opinion does not count for anything because I stopped midway through.
Yeah, I mean, I think I kept up with the game, but I didn't like play it. So we're gonna have to kind of earshot this one.
Which sucks because Season of the fucking Worthy brought back Trials.
I did,
guys. This is easy. It's F tier. I didn't play it. F tier. It's garbage.
Didn't play it. Garbage. Fuck off. Not worth my time. Meh.
Season of the Worthy. Yeah, I don't think I played it.
I'd give it a C. I'd give it a C average and a attempt at your own risk. Do not come to us for a refund.
This is when the Almighty crashed, right?
Could be Shadowkeep. Could be Curse of Osiris. You don't fucking know. You can't. You never know.
This is when the Almighty crashed, right?
Yeah.
That was really cool. I mean, that's cool. I think
the
it gets up there for that.
Almighty's got a big mouth.
At least that's memorable, right? I think that's top of C at least.
The Almighty.
I think Anna Bray came back in this again.
Correct, she did. I watched the cutscenes and shit. Yes.
Yeah.
And
Zavala.
I think their interaction's a little weird, champ, but like, who cares? You know.
Accepted to a war with Cabal on Mars.
It's somewhere in here, I think. It really depends on what the game state was, but like, I didn't play enough PvP. I played like 4 matches.
Now let's get to taking out that.
I think C tier is more than fine. Season of Arrivals? No idea.
It had to do with the 9. I know it had to do with the 9.
I feel like we should put didn't play here.
Yeah, Maris porn came back. I don't know. She's got weird balls and stuff, and
so a little unfair. What the fuck is this one?
Tom Kench.
On bench, the Kench. Crew from Jack 2 came back.
Wait,
what the fuck is the fucking anime? What's the fucking other one next to it? The anime movie fucking background.
This one?
It's got like the fucking shooting star behind it.
That's a
Beyond Light. That's Beyond Light, yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of kept up with that one a lot more. I actually played some bit of this, so.
Yep, I played it too.
It's alright. Like, we'll get to it though, but this one,
oh.
I'm just gonna have to say didn't play, because we have no idea what the fuck this even is.
That's Season of the Worthy, I think. Oh no, that's, Light.
What is it? Just look it up. Oh yeah. Season of the Worthy.
Hey.
No, Light Falls later.
Season of the
That's
Arrivals?
later. That's the Eris one.
What the fuck that is that?
What is that?
So, wait.
What is that? It's a
The one
fake
with-
picture.
The one with Crow, that's not this one, right?
That's.
That's Dark Below.
I thought that was Beyond Light.
Yeah, okay. I like Crow's storyline past that. So, I think we just move on to Beyond Light. I think that's B tier, like right here.
I can't judge it because
This is gonna be between me and Janso mainly.
I give it a C. And I give it a C because I was anticipating this expansion to be to expand on the story of what the darkness is like and what it's actually meant to do, and it didn't do any of that. It introduced a new subclass, the darkness subclass, which is cool, very powerful, but at the same time, it's too poureful in PvP.
Didn't this bring Stasis?
Yes,
Stasis,
correct.
yep.
I know I was gonna
Stasis
get to
is
that.
fucking broken in PvP. They've nerfed it a few times. It's still broken because it literally just stops you from playing the game.
Listen, I'll piggyback off that right now just because we're already on the topic. Dude, it
Yep.
turbo doomed PvP. Like, it was beyond repairable. It was so unfun. When Stasis first came out, oh my god. It is antithetical to Destiny's own thing, which is a lot of movement. Why they thought of freezing people would be smart in this is beyond me. This takes it to an entirely new level. Like, oh my god, this was so frustrating. Even
So
after the nerfs,
frustrating.
it's annoying.
Yeah, it's a buzzkill in PvP. It's completely broken. It's the meta. You know, if you're using any other subclass, you're basically putting yourself at a disadvantage.
It's better now, but it's still like, why? Why do you
It's a little better now.
Yeah.
Because you can break out of it a little bit quicker, but
So I actually made a friend at work that played Destiny up until, I think, like a couple weeks after Beyond Light dropped. Like, he played it religiously. Like, tried to go for worlds first, like trials, all that stuff. And I was talking to him about Beyond Light when it came out, and I was like, hey, should I get back into Destiny? You know, blah, 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 I've always loved it. And he's like, no, do not touch it. And I was like, why? And he was like talking to me about Stasis and like how broke it made the entire game. And he was like, if you have fond memories of Destiny and even Destiny 2 for however shit of a game it is, don't go to play it because it will ruin your thought about it. And I was like, okay.
Listen, I love the Stranger coming back. I like the environments. I think they're fun. Europa's really cool. Both
I heard that.
figuratively and literally.
Snowstorms in Europa. It actually does like I said, like exploring a new space is kind of like big for me.
Yeah.
And like Europa is cool, and like the environmental effects, like that's not something we've ever seen in Destiny. Like storms and weather changes like that, which I think is really cool. Because the snowstorms actually do like ruin your visibility in the space.
That's actually
like
really cool.
There's like a rotating it's like rotating areas like of the map that every week that have different events and stuff. So that part of it is pretty cool. But the story is disappointing. Stasis ruined PvP. I don't have any thoughts on the raid because I'm still trying to get my power up to actually
I never
play
did
it.
that. I never found people to do it, so whatever.
I don't know if you have anything on that.
Nah, I got.
What is it called?
0.
It's called Deepstone Crypt.
Yep.
Is it cool?
I've heard it's extremely cool because you are actually in space and there's a very like cooperative part.
Deepstone
of it
Crypt
that
is
cool.
pretty fun, actually. Yeah, true.
Mhm.
As far as like,
I heard it's super easy though.
just with like, man, this is probably the weirdest one, actually. It reminds me a lot of Shadowkeep, where, like, the highs are really good, but the lows are so low. Like, oh my god.
Like, the kind of just day-to-day power grind is exhausting.
Yeah.
For that reason,
As a
I think
solo
C
player
tier,
right
like,
now,
right here is perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. C tier.
Man, like, yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. It
It
infuriates
makes
me a little
wanna.
bit.
It really did make me want to play it. I can't even lie about that. Like hearing that you could harness the power of the darkness.
It's
That was
neat.
just really
It's
cool.
It really is.
Yeah.
But, like,
And
the
the
way they did it...
subclasses are fun in PvE. Like,
And-
PvE,
Yeah.
they're fun.
By the way, I get it. Credit where credit is due. Stasis, really neat because it goes with, like, the death theme. You know, death is stasis. Nothing happens to you. That's the point. But, dude, please come up with something better than freezing. And by the way, turbo fucked for the classes now because they're either going to be perpetually too good or perpetually useless. If you make it so they can just break it out right away, there's no point in using it. Just use a different subclass. But if you try to actually use it, and at its good points, it's going to take over PvP. Dude, bad idea. Real bad idea. Don't like it.
Yeah,
It's
Bungie
just rough.
continues to forget about PvP in the PvP community. It happens all the time.
Man,
Yeah.
so sad. As far as, like, the new threeest seasons... New threeest. Three newest seasons. The Hunt, the Chosen, and the Splicer, haven't played them, and they're not even on this list, so... they would also go into didn't play.
Yeah.
Did you just say new threeest season?
Yes, I just went over that. Yes, I was a mistake.
Mysterious.
Where is Aldrin, like, teaming up with Zavala?
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Oh shit! Well, spoiler. Anyways, yeah, I think that's really cool. I love that story plotline. So, but that's all I can really say on the matter. Is I watched the cutscenes, so, like, it's not enough to actually judge it. So, I would imagine that they would go probably somewhere in C+ tier, B tier. But that's, like, literally everything that we got.
I can't really grade it yet. It's not
Yeah.
a full product yet.
So really, it's just didn't play. That being said, though, we wanted to come back to the little discourse about Forsaken and the Taken King.
Well, to be fair, I think I don't know if you want to add this in the video, but now since Doug is here, we might want to just revisit, like, all the Destiny 1 stuff again.
Well,
do you disagree with any of our Destiny 1 choices, Doug?
yeah,
That's true.
he does.
Let me
Destiny
look.
1. Period. That's what he wants.
That's
Put
no,
up.
like, yeah, no, honestly, like, that's super partial. That's just me. So,
Where do you have it?
huh?
He has it in S tier.
Where would you have it?
He has
I
in
have
S
it on
tier.
S tier.
You had what
Okay.
next year?
Destiny 1.
Vanilla based
Oh,
Destiny. 1.
fuck.
Yeah, it's no.
Before Dark Below and everything?
Yeah, are
Yeah.
you good with the other
I
stuff?
played the fuck out of the game, dude.
I mean,
I did
yeah, we
too.
both did, but
No, but do you remember even when, like, because you took a break for, like, a couple of months whenever we were in high school?
no,
But
I
I was
didn't.
fucking... Yeah, you did, because that's when I met, yeah, that's when I met, Hyper. It was
We were
like a
talking
little,
about-
like, it was like a month or two break that you didn't play
It was maybe a month.
around. But,
Well,
like,
at any
Yeah.
rate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
But are you okay with, like, the other ones? Rise of Iron, House of Wolves, so on and so forth?
Oh, should be higher.
Nope. You're wrong. Good for you,
That
you're
one's-
wrong.
it's like House of Wolves was like the best the game ever was for me.
Really?
I
Wow.
said the exact same thing.
It like in terms of like what I wanted out of a game in terms of like PvP, and Titanfall 2 was now, because I still throw Titanfall 2 up there with like one of my favorite PvP
Dude,
experiences.
our
of all
Titanfall 2
time.
days were so
Oh,
fun.
yeah,
It was
brother.
so
Not even gonna
fuck.
lie.
It was so fucking fun. But fucking no, like in terms of like games, if we were actually talking game state at this point, I would say that House of Wolves in terms of like Trials of Osiris being out, and even fucking Prison of Elders, it wasn't that bad. The weapon drops were fucking good. The weapon drops were really fucking good. Rise of Iron was really
the PvP fucking blew.
It wasn't great on the PvP side of it. It was, I can agree, it was not great. As a DLC, in terms of like lore and story, so like in terms of game state, in terms of game state, I would say fucking like C+, B, B-, like down there probably. In terms of like, easily though, in terms of like soundtrack, the amount of like lore that you actually got and the amount of like thought put into cutscenes and things like that and little clues and stuff around like the quests you were doing, easily like where it's at. Like, I mean, I would say in terms of like, it kept me interested in PvP, and that was not easy to do for, I mean, Destiny. I was always more of a PvP oriented kind of person, so keeping me interested in PvP or PvE is a big thing.
Would this work more for you guys?
Put it like at bottom of A.
Yeah.
I could. Yeah. No, that's fun. And yeah, no, like I said, like.
I think with Doug that makes more sense because of the PvP weight to it. Yeah. PvP
was just so fucking bad.
For the record, I think I remember liking Shadowkeep PvP. I don't really remember the meta at the time, but I had a lot of fun at that point, I think.
I mean, to be fair, like, Destiny 2's PvP has never been like,
the same level, no.
except for
will it
Beyond,
ever be.
Yeah. So you can't really judge it on the same like level, I guess. I mean, it got better when they finally added snipers to the secondary spot.
Yeah, oh my god, that was such a stupid choice. Whatever. That was so dumb.
Yeah.
Alright, but the big enchilada right here. Forsaken versus the Taken King. Listen, Doug and I talked about this a little bit off stream. Man, no. It's not on the same level as Taken King. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. But I would be willing.
It's S+. No, it's S+.
Forsaken's so fucking good.
Easily make another roll for it, but it is not. Forsaken was not Taken King.
I'd be more than willing to do this because I recognize Forsaken was really good.
Forsaken, better story. Can we agree? Better campaign story.
100%.
100%.
More personal campaign story.
Yeah, I agree with that.
More personal, much more personal. Dude. In terms of like Worldscape, okay, Cade 6 dies. That's a big deal for like you because he's been with you since Destiny 1.
Listen,
that's a pretty big deal.
A new dimensional king that can suck up any living thing and make it his own puppet soldier is trying to take over the world.
Okay, or a literal Ahamkara, which we've been hearing about ever since Destiny 1 dropped.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love the fucking Dreaming City.
And Riven can make anything happen. Literally anything.
Yeah.
Just by wishing it to be so.
It's the last Ahamkara.
Listen, guys. I get it. But the thing is like Destiny 2 Cade 6 to me is just not the same character as Destiny 1 Cade 6. Like they made him a little bit too wacky inflatable.
He's a little over the top.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're okay with him dying? That's what you're saying.
No. I'm saying the weight of him dying is lessened because of all of what he did in Destiny 2. Like it was just a little too much for me.
I cried.
It was pretty impactful.
No, yeah, I cried. 100%. No, I did. I fucking cried. I was like, no.
It's a big moment, in gaming history, honestly.
I teared up whenever I was doing the fucking Ace of Spades quest, too.
I knew it was going to happen, too. I knew it was going to happen.
Well, yeah, they had to kill somebody people care about. That drops Cora.
Yeah.
And honestly, Zavala at that point wasn't all that interesting
Yeah.
either. He progressively got a lot better. But
The only like real claim to fame Zavala has is we've stepped into a war with the Cabal on Mars.
but like
Let's get to taking out their command.
in each progressive season, he's gotten a lot better. Zavala, anyway.
I think if we're going state of the game at the time, I think Taken King does so much more for Destiny 1 than
Thank you.
does for Destiny
That's
2.
what I'm saying, brother.
I think that's the truth. But
I would agree.
I think if you compare them one-on-one, taking game state out of it completely, Forsaken for me is the GOAT. Like, as a full package.
So you would do this instead?
I would.
Oh my
as
god!
a full
what a
package.
I would do House of Wolves as the GOAT.
Shut up.
Yeah, I would too, but it's completely biased.
As just a full package, and for
That's
me,
what I'm saying.
Like the exploration aspect, like the Dreaming City, the best space Bungie's ever done. Dreadnought's close, but I think Dreaming City is the best. And we got two in this DLC, so we also had, the fucking, what is it called? What, the spider?
Yeah, the spider was a really good character to add, by the way.
What's the other space called that you had at first before the campaign finished?
Farm?
Right now.
It's in the reef, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's what's.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah.
The Dreaming City was just amazing.
That whole Forsaken is super fun.
The introduction of the dungeon game mode was in Forsaken.
The Shattered Throne, dude.
Shattered Throne. I soloed that shit and I fucking tore my hair out trying to do it, and God, it was a lot of fun and rewarding.
Well, personally,
would you put the Dreaming City raid over the Last Wish raid over
Yeah.
Kingsfall?
100%. Yeah. I think, dude, 100%. The Last Wish is the best raid that Destiny's ever made.
Listen, yeah, even I agree with that. The only thing that trumps it for Kingsfall is the ending scene for me. I still think the ending
Where's Wrath
scene...
of the Machine in this?
Wrath of the Machine is like number 2 for me.
Rise of Iron.
Yeah.
We could rank the Destiny raids, just like all of them.
We could do that.
But that'll be a separate video.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
But listen, this is sacrilegious
I don't
to
know,
me
bro.
personally.
You might want to throw Rise of Iron back up to the top of A.
Yeah.
You might want to throw it. You might want to throw it into S. Actually.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. You know it.
Hey, you're forgetting about the PvP.
Dude, I don't know. Wrath of the Machine.
That's what I'm saying.
Really
Let's go, Doug.
Good raid.
So good. It was so
Let's
good.
go.
Axis was fucking the 2 phase. It was so fucking sick. Gil and I remember we were losing our fucking minds playing that raid. We were fucking screaming. Somebody would miss a fucking ball. And Gil would literally be like, "Fucking kick him! Fucking kick him! I want him fucking out. Get him out of the fucking party." And I'd be like, Gil. We've been on LFG for like an hour and a half, dude. All right, all right. Let's try it again. Everybody's been off for a bit. It's our first run. We'll be fine. Kid would mess up again. Gil would literally just leave. We'd invite like a new lobby.
Gil would be very short on randoms.
I fucking hate randoms, dude. I fucking hate randoms.
Oh shit, I was an asshole to Randy.
Randy stubs his toe on a dreg. Kick him! Get him out of the game, dude. I can't handle it anymore.
I don't want him. I don't get Doug.
He
I don't
took
want him.
damage. Get him the fuck out of here.
Man, okay. But we'll say top of A because I know the other two aren't about that S life. That's fine.
I think
This, however, dude, I can't. I'm sorry. It's sacrilegious. I can't in my right mind.
Forsaken GOAT. Who's with me? Anybody?
I think Forsaken's in the GOAT tier. I don't think it's better than Taken King, but I think it's the.
Well, there can only be one in GOAT tier. So if you think
there can only be one.
Yeah.
Ah shit.
I think
greatest
Taken
of all
King.
time.
It's hard because fucking Last Wish is fucking sick. Dreaming City is. I agree with you in terms of like Worldscape. Like it's fucking sick in terms of like a map and like space.
To me.
And then also like the whole story with like all of the fucking the prison of elders people that escape and stuff like that shit is fucking awesome.
Texas,
the whole
dude.
fucking Aldrin Sov storyline is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Hearing Mara, even though it's Riven or whatever, but like hearing or like and seeing like Mara again and stuff is fucking sick.
Dude, the weekly quests in like the that you would do that were in like that Taken kind of universe where you would do like jumping puzzles and you would get to the end and fucking what's the bow called?
Last
The
whisper.
Last Whisper.
the Wish Tender.
Wishender.
Yeah.
Listen,
Wishender,
hey,
one of the coolest exotics.
Easily.
That is in D2.
True, but
like,
as
the way
the
you
bow
get
guy-
it and the actual
You
bow
guys-
like itself.
You guys remember when it was broken? Like it would shoot 4 arrows at once.
Yeah, I would do quadruple
Wow.
damage and shit. Yeah.
That was fun.
Listen, as the bow guy, it wasn't as good as you thought it was. Besides the time it was broken, it wasn't worth the
You're
grind.
right.
But it's
Oh,
so
I-
cool.
It's so
I
cool, but
agree
it's
with you.
so
I
dumb.
agree with you.
It's so underwhelming after the
well-
broken patch.
If I'm the only one on this
Dude.
Forsaken Goat Hill, then that's fine because Taken King was fucking amazing.
Listen,
dude.
Doug, let me just remind you what
I
Taken
have
King
to
added.
remember though.
Yeah.
I have to remember though that Taken King was when I made that majority of that montage.
And you gotta remember, they added the quests, they added the artifacts, they added Kingsfall, they added
did so
Taken.
much for
And
Destiny
while
1,
it was
so much.
terrifying and god awful, because I was a hunter main, hammers were a really, really cool new asset to the
Yeah.
game. Hunters got the fucking bow, which made them PvP or PvE oriented finally.
Yep, yes sir, yes sir.
Yep.
Like, cause even when you went gunslinger and even when you went celestial and stuff, you were still a
Yeah.
PvP
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
Blade dancer, yeah, you could go invisible, yeah, you could sneak around, yeah, you could do this and that, but it wasn't a super that you were gonna use for like.
They had some of the
It
most.
wasn't a Nova bomb. Like it wasn't like you weren't gonna clear a bunch of ads. It wasn't like that. But then fucking you got finally something that contributed to them being like a PvP or
Some of the
PvE oriented
coolest
character.
supers to ever be added to the franchise. I'm like dying on that hill, dude. For each subclass.
It did, yeah, it did so much for
And
Destiny.
Yeah.
and
so much.
fucking Palpatine. Need I say more?
You gotta put
Oh,
it in
God.
goat. You gotta put it in goat.
You have to. It's disrespectful not to. I'm sorry. Like, I would
Yeah.
even be okay.
King's Fall.
King's Fall. King's
I would-
Fall's great.
I would
King's Fall's
even
fucking
be
great.
okay with putting both Forsaken and the Taken King and Goat, but if there has to be one. If there has to be one.
There's
There
gotta be
has to
sorry.
be one. I throw
Forsaken
Forsaken
S
and S plus.
I'm
That's
sorry.
alright. I'm
I
okay.
know,
Yeah,
Gabe. I know it hurt. I know it hurts.
agree.
I've been there. Trust me. I get it. But you have to know. Search your feelings, man. You have to.
I've said my piece. I think you all understand, and I think fucking the Taken King is special.
It is. It really was.
put up a
But so
valiant
is
fight.
Forsaken, dude. Forsaken. It's like I don't know if it's 1A 1B, but
I think this is more
Alright.
than fair. Again, it's so close.
it.
I really would like to do this, but there can only be one. Highlander style.
Put another plus. Put another plus
True,
next to
true.
this.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
there can only be one.
And then put an S plus next to House of Wolves. Do it. Trust me on this.
Man, it's not worth, dude. House of Wolves wasn't that
do
good.
Do it. You're gonna like where I'm going with this. You're
Okay,
gonna like where
okay.
I'm going with this. Okay, now move down, make it A plus.
My God.
Wait, A+, what?
Yeah. Shut up. Just
What?
do it.
I think I know what he's doing.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Why don't I just
Alright,
put an S?
move Rise of Iron up.
Okay. What about S?
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Where's S?
Yeah, dummy. Yeah, just do that.
I hate you so much right now.
We're,
man.
we're ruining this.
No, we're not. This is simply giving a more accurate spread of what they're like.
We're torching this list.
Just put one in each. In each.
No,
row.
this is fair. This is good. This is a good change.
It's torched. It's absolutely torched.
No, it's just saying that the game is never going to be as good as it used to be, and if you wanted to play it, then it was like 7 years ago.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay,
We sound
but yeah,
like the
I am.
old guys getting off our lawn.
Yeah, true. We need to get off
The
our
game isn't what it used to be.
I remember Destiny. That was a great game back 18,000 years ago.
I'm good with this list. I'm good.
Yeah, I
I'm
am
good.
also good with this list.
I'm
I was just
satisfied.
gonna say, in terms of like FPSs at their peak, dude, Destiny was at the top. It was at the top. It was like at least top 2 for as far as like FPSs of people played.
I will say I will never play a game like Destiny ever again. Like there will never be a game that does it for me like Destiny did.
Nowadays, as far as shooters go, like at the top, it's like Apex and Valorant, I think, right?
Yeah, but those don't even it's like purely PvP.
Right. I'm just saying in terms of shooter mechanics for PvP. Like
Oh, yeah.
Destiny back then was still at the top, and it wasn't even like a PvP focused game. It was just balanced.
Yeah.
It was competing with like COD and Battlefield and like CS:GO. But CS:GO will stand the test of time. Like all humans will die out, the Earth will explode, and like the universe will cease to exist, but CS:GO will still somehow be online.
Yeah, Gabe Newell will still be alive. He'll have uploaded his consciousness into an AI, and he'll keep running CS:GO.
Yeah.
Just how it'll work.
And,
do you mean?
And every other
He'll
player.
probably just take over another younger Gabe. Isn't that how you guys work?
You
You
figured
guys are
it
like
out.
Namekians. That's what I thought.
You figured it out.
The secret has been found out. We need to end the video right now. We can't let it go out. Anyways, thanks for watching.